Sega.
Hi, this is Orion's Angel, and today we're going to be playing Sega Genesis and Mega Drive Classics. First, let's check out the bedroom here. Here you can change the audio, change the room setting, time of day. You use the analog stick to change the time of day. We're just going to use auto. It'll use the real time of the day in your time zone. So here's the game collection. All your games are neatly in a shelf, all put. And here's the TV. Old classic CRT TV. VHS. I don't know why they decided to use a VHS combo TV. Interesting. There's the good old Sega Genesis, or a Mega Drive, if some of you call it in other parts of the world. I'm American, so to me it's always going to be the Sega Genesis. That's the classic Sega Genesis, not the Model 2 or Model 3. So that's awesome. Here you can change the button layout of your controllers. So basically it just mimics like a 1980s, early 90s bedroom. Got your Sega posters on the wall for your Genesis games. Very cool. So let's check out some games. Now, let's see. Now, let me talk a little bit about my history with Sega Genesis. So I'm not going to go back that far because, you know, I go back all the way to Atari. So I'm just going to say I got the Sega Master System before I got the NES. So already I was a Sega person. I really love Sega. I love the Sega Master System. Wonder Boy and Monsterland is one of my favorite games on the system, and Phantasy Star, and love those games. So eventually I got the NES about 2 years after Sega Master System. Great, obviously, you know, you guys all know, classic system, amazing. But, you know, up until then we had been playing 8-bit graphics. So, you know, graphics were good, but, you know, it never quite looked like the arcade in most cases. So, well, so one day I'm flipping around the channels on the TV, like you did back then because there was no internet, and I come across a show called Total Panic, and they're showing a new console system, and I'm like, what is this? And it turns out it was a Sega Genesis. And the first game that they showed was Altered Beast, which we'll put on right now. So they show Altered Beast, and I'm like, oh, is that the arcade game? So you gotta understand, I put the channel on, and I saw this game running, and I thought, oh, they're just previewing the arcade machine or something. And I was like, wait a minute, that's running on the system? You gotta understand, at the time, a lot of the home games never looked like arcade games. So this was unreal to me that it looked like this. And right then and there, I was like, I am getting the Genesis. I'm getting the Sega Genesis. There's no doubt about it. So, get a little off track here. If you hold down select button, you can actually play the game watching the TV like this. But you can also, and this is very cool, you can make it look more like a classic TV. I don't know how it's going to pick up on YouTube, but now it's gonna look more like a, see, classic CRTV. You can even, which is, watch this, very cool. You can even make the TV look more like a tube television. Now watch. Now look at the screen. How awesome is that? I wish more emulators did this. So,
rise from your grave.
Wise from the grave. I don't understand why he talks like that, but this is a great arcade port. But interestingly enough, I did not get the Sega Genesis in 1989. Still had the NES. I was about to experience Super Mario Bros. 3. So, let me take off the filter because I don't know how it's going to look on the scan lines. I don't know how it's going to look on YouTube. So, eventually I get a Sega Genesis in 1991, and it comes with Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, you have to keep in mind, I've only been playing Sega Master System and NES at this point. So, I've never seen a Sega Genesis in person. I've never played a Sega Genesis game. So, this is all new to me. So, I put the game in.
Sega.
Right off the bat, the music is stunning to me. I could not believe the music in this game. So, I start the game up, and I'm playing the game, and I'm just like absolutely floored by what I'm seeing. It's like the character has weight to him. The parallax scrolling, the way the background moves. It's just, I cannot explain to you what it was like. I mean, it sounds silly now in 2016, but back then, when I first played this, it was like a revelation. It was like, oh my god, like, you can play a game this good at home? It's like, I was used to those 8-bit floaty graphics and flickering graphics. And this was like, oh my god. It was like Christmas morning for the next 3 weeks playing this. Every morning was like Christmas morning again. It was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm playing this. I was like, I can't wait to see what the next level is like. Oh my god, this is like, oh, so advanced. Yeah, I know. It sounds silly today, but... So yeah. That's when the Sega Genesis years started. This is a great front end. I wish more emulators had front ends like this where you could have the covers and the... Well, technically you don't have the covers of the games. But here's the other coolest thing about this. You can actually add mods. So by pressing Y, holding the Y button, you can select mods. If the game has mods. There. These are pretty cool. They put Street Fighter characters. Some people are doing things that, well, I don't want to say anything really, but there might be some legal issues. Some people are actually bringing entire games, which is not really a mod. They're just bringing they're just bringing ROMs over to the to the emulator that you don't have, you know. Here's a good example. Tiny Toons Adventures. That's not one of the games you get here that you buy on Steam, but yet somebody added it. Watch. See? Oh, this is a Konami game. I better not play it. I'll get some copyright thing or some. It'll get flagged or something. So yeah, people are doing that sort of thing. Some are bringing back, like, you can play Sonic 3 now. See, Sonic 3 Complete. Sonic and Knuckles. These are not games you can buy on Steam, but people brought them back. I don't know how long it's gonna last until somebody shuts it down, but right now it's can't complain. Some people make games harder, add more lives, things like that. This I'm so glad they have Wonder Boy and Monster World. I love this game because, you know, like I said earlier, Wonder Boy and Monsterland is one of my favorite games of all time. So I love this game too. It's kind of like an upgrade to Wonder Boy and Monsterland. I don't know, I've just always loved this series. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. You get Toe Jam and Earl, all this stuff. Very cool. I don't know if you want Sega Genesis games that are all together in a collection, emulated, and it's legal. You should really get this. I mean, just look at this. You have your whole collection here. It's all very well done. I gotta give props to Sega. They did a good job. You know, it'd be cool if Super Nintendo could do this and NES, but of course it's never gonna happen. But it'd be cool if we saw more of this, like the TurboGrafx collection and a room with all your TurboGrafx games. But you know, it's never gonna happen. That would be too cool. But yeah, overall, this is a great thing they did, and I'm very glad that they upgraded it. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.